Hey guys, welcome back to Confirmed RM YouTube channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day getting ourselves back into another Bitcoin and XRP video, looking at what was going on, and lo and behold, kind of interesting what we were talking about, kind of seeing ourselves get a solidification out of this range right here. You can see getting that daily close right above it, and then getting our back test and just kind of moving on out. And exactly as stated and exactly as we thought, we get that close out of there and get that clear break right there, almost to the exact T, getting ourselves back up there to the 236 on that region, which is around 42,755, exactly what we had said. The top of the region that extends over here from December 8th, hitting all the way over here on the 20th to the 30th, pretty much, and getting this for a couple days over here in the middle of January. So right to the top of the channel, and you can see that if we were to just move this over, we can see that we have that apex coming around that same time, mid-February. So I guess in this situation, hey, it could at least be in this kind of this formation for at least a month, or actually 2 weeks, I would say. So let's go into a shorter time frame, see what's going on. We'll see what we can decide. Okay, so you see briefly wicking through, and then on top holding, and then coming back up, flying through, holding on top, and now coming back down for support here on that 702. So we're going to want to see it hold above 41,570 in order to get that retrace. We could wick down to that 786 here. This is on the inverse, obviously, guys, and we at least hold and then come back up to the top of the region. But what I would expect in this, if we back test this region, is to, let's see if we grab this. We don't really have enough points yet. You could do something sort of like this, but what we're going to want to do is just getting rid of all the old stuff we didn't need, because, it's cluttering up our view. So regardless, jumping on in, scooting, you can see right here, we could be in this upwards trend over here until around the 3rd, so about this Saturday, and we can expect that move. If it were to continue, we would say from the last time we smacked, which would be right here, if it were to do it, get up here to around 43,000, right here to the 786 right there on the long term, get another push back up, coming to that region that we had kind of fell from, so we're looking at that. But if we wind up coming to it, it's just going to be coming back down, doing that back test right here in the middle of the region. But if it were to happen like that, I would expect us to do something more so like this, and then it would be a fall back down, another nice little, it would be a cheeky kind of thing. It would be around a 4% drop, but maybe not all at once. But if it did reject from here, I would expect it to come back down here. I would expect that. Nonetheless, and no different. Let's go over here to RSI. Let's see if we zoom. Pull it up. Obviously, very, very crazy. You can see here on the 4 hour, kind of exacerbated itself, come back down. Looks like we might have a little bit of a bearish Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I would at least say, because of how we see things here. You can see that the typical period lasts, let's see, around a day and a half. Let's see, what's this one, a day and a half too? Yep, day and a half. At the most we saw ourselves, this was 4 days. Yep, 4 days. So I'm thinking Wednesday through Thursday we could see something crazy. There's something kind of small of a retrace, but let's see. 2 days and 4 hours. So we're leading into a Monday, end of the month as well. So, and we're coming into the tax season. So let's see if we're going to say from here about 2 days. Yeah, it makes sense. About the 4 days, getting us up to that period. So even if we were to have that more negative volume, maybe hold itself more accountable to the downside and holding above that 702, I could see us possibly doing something more like this. If we were to grab both bottoms like this, of this candle and this one, kind of more so giving itself out to not this week but the week after. But like I said, it's all guessing. But at the moment on the 4 hour, we're seeing ourselves doing a little pullback. We might see ourselves just a little bit more sideways for the day or so. Like you see, it can come out to even over here. Yes, that's quite far on the chart here. But we could still move up, but still have bearish MACD. That's how that works. But you can also see here on the RSI, coming up here, double tapping, couldn't quite get through that 70 region, definitely making a fall through it. So that's what kind of leads me to expect we might have a little bit of a pullback for the beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, before we wind up seeing that sort of pull up. But doesn't necessarily mean price can't meander sideways, but just giving you that sense of thought. But regardless, we're still in this trend, coming to right up to the upside of that. You can see that if we were to do that. We see whoever got in, what day was this? On the 23rd. In 5 days, you literally just did 8%. Ain't that beautiful? You don't need to be buying, the absolute lows and sell at the absolute highs in order to make nice gains. It's just not how it works. Just telling you guys how things are going in my head, and this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at this large trend at the moment that things are going to be playing out in for the next month. Just meandering this back and forth, and even if you wanted to, you could take the inverse of this. Flip this around. You can grab that. You can do the absolute bottom right here that we hit. You can grab this. I don't want to grab that. I want to grab our channel here. And we can take the point that we dropped from and the spot that we lifted off from. So I would say from here, this is our drop region, this is our bottom. I would say here, you can see come back down for support here, and maybe a little bit lower. But you can see the continuous head bop in here. And then finally breaking through, getting ourselves back on top of the one. And you can see that if we're going to fly through exactly to that point I just had earlier, the 786 to 1618, 43,703, 43,780 is right around that same kind of. But I would expect if we're able to hold this, we're going to be seeing ourselves up there at around 44,000, 43,7, 44. But if we do wind up losing the support and not able to continue on upwards, we're going to be seeing ourselves come down to that 41. That's just how it's going to be, depending on where we fall. We fall right now, earlier in the middle of the week. Perfect. That's right down there. But that's why I'm going with this trend. Worst case scenario, you're just going to see yourself just ping ponging here. See yourself come back down here, then come back up a little bit, fall down, come back up, and then do something like that. And then you're going to see some sort of movement happening in the middle of February. Regardless, let's go over here to XRP, see how we're doing. I think we're still pretty much at where we were the other day when we were talking about it. We were talking about it on, what was this, Thursday or Friday? Friday. Right there. Nothing too crazy. I mean, I think if you were to zoom in really close like this, and just do something super simple on a short time period like this, you see yourself falling through on RSI. And a MACD, same thing. Everything's starting to curtail a little bit. Definitely have some sort of ceiling showing up here for XRP right about here. You can zoom out a little bit like this, but everything winds up coming a DCA, right? When you're seeing stuff like this, a lot of people just like to freak out, but you can see that we have our support sitting down here around that 51.4. Worst case, looking there around that 50. I think we were talking about the other day, if we wound up really falling through 48, then I'd be freaking out. But anywhere in this region, this band right here, I'm not freaking out about. This is just the prime region for XRP just to bounce around in. And realistically, this was our. Remember, I was talking just literally on Friday about this being a if we go through and look at previous history on XRP, how we could spend a while, like almost 2 weeks down underneath this before we actually pop back up. This was actually almost 3 weeks. That was 2 weeks. So right now we've only done 3 days. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could have 10 more days underneath here, just kind of working itself sideways. But if we were to zoom out a little bit more, see how that's actually appealing to itself. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. So maybe if you wanted to use the tops of them like this, but you guys know I don't really like to do wicks that much, so I usually try to use as close to candle bodies as I can. You can see it comes out to around the 31st, 3 days, getting ourselves a pop back up. But what that could consist of, as you guys know, if we were to grab a trend line here, it's the last time that we are smacking, which would be here, we would get ourselves a pop up, maybe get ourselves right above the region, get up here to around 54, get ourselves to plummet back down, and kind of just go sideways right underneath this until we get our gradual, just nice blow up to the top. Because as you can see here, I was saying to you guys for a while, we've been suppressed in XRP for a while. I mean, 47 bars on the daily here. They're just seeing just continuous. So from our top here in November, we're looking at so far. Let's see, from cross, we're looking at around almost 2 months, 2.5 months of just price depreciation, just sideways and depreciation. So I'm waiting for any second here. You're about to on a daily here cross. You're like, if we can get as you can see here in this channel, we're talking about things ending on the 31st. So we got 3 days, as you can see. We need to see a pop up, which would actually be from here. A pop-up from here. If we were to do that, we get back above 54. Maybe we can get back above and hit 56, 57, get an explosive move back to the upside. It makes more sense in my mind to do something like that, because we've seen these long periods before, but they usually followed by explosive retracements. And like I said, the last time we saw something like this makes sense because of the Ripple, the case, XRP being declared a non-security. So I'm excluding something like this, but you're seeing the RSI on the daily turnaround. You see this? We're turning around, and we're starting to see the MACD. MACD is a lagging indicator, as you guys know, so it's kind of hard to go based off of MACD, but you can see this starting to curtail, starting to turn around, starting to really rear its head in the right direction. And as I've stated in the past, and this has been sitting here since 22. June of 17, 2022. You can even come back as far if you wanted to really go back and grab this line. You can go like this, and you can see, look at that. This line has existed since March 7th, 2020. And I'm sure I could even go back even further, and it would make even more sense. But this chart doesn't even do that. So as you can see, things have been really, really, really finally keeping itself on this line. So I am not at all staggered. I'm not at all fearful. I'm not at all freaking out about XRP. Everyone's trying to say that, it's going to wind up falling to 41 cents. Nothing excludes flash crashes. But steadily price, like consisting of a day-to-day, like I'm going to trade here price, I don't see something like that. But regardless, I'm showing you guys this is what makes the most sense to me. Based off of most of these indicators, I would be expecting XRP to get some sort of retracement soon. It's had one hell of a time. It's just been battling and falling, and that's where it's been since it hit here. Obviously, you get in on after the fall here, and you got yourself a nice run up of what was this from the bottom. 61%. I mean, that's nice. But regardless, basically since November, we've been in sideways or fall. So regardless, guys, hope you guys are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Appreciate every single one of you. You guys know the convictions that we have over here on the Confirm and RM YouTube channel, especially with XRP. But obviously, you guys know Bitcoin does dictate a lot of it. But Bitcoin ain't doing too bad either. I mean, it looks pretty good. It doesn't look crazy to me. Nothing's no. Yeah, get off of Twitter. But all right, guys, hope you're having a good one. I definitely will be uploading during the week. I'm going to have a different setup, a different laptop, so things might be a little bit weird. But just trying to figure out my whole routine now. Just trying to keep things updated and close for you guys. But have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.